As I enter yet another cycle of doom scrolling, I don't feel good. The millions of images that flash across my Instagram page makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong. I start to think I'm not training hard enough, I'm not getting enough protein, or that I need more supplements. This video will save you from what I call the fitness industry matrix. Let's get into it. This video is more about the darker side of the fitness industry, and the first thing that strikes me the most is that we've become idol chasers. There are certain influencers and idols that set the standard for how a body should look, and everybody's just chasing that dream, just trying to be like that person. It sets unrealistic expectations and unrealistic goals. Now, if you watching this video came to Seoul, chilled out with me, we went on a walk, you'd look at me and be like, hey bro, I thought you were huge, I thought you were jacked, I thought you were like all of them influencers, but you're not. You just look like a normal guy, normal size, you clearly work out, but you're not that big. And that would be correct. I know, because I have some other friends that are ripped fitness big influencers, and I met them in real life. And you see them and they are like me also. When they're pumped up in the gym, they look amazing, they look great under the right lighting and everything. But just a normal everyday guy, also throughout some months of the year, he just looks like a normal guy, just like I look like a normal guy. Of course, in decent shape and some amount of leanness, but it's never as good as the image portrays. You start to compare yourself to these unrealistic images. You start setting unrealistic goals for yourself, like by this summer I'm gonna look like that. And you train really hard for a year and you don't look as good as that guy, so you just start feeling like you're a failure, that you're doing something wrong, that you need to try harder, that you need to have more protein and more supplements. Do you see? And it's this constant chasing that is created when the guy that you're trying to replicate doesn't even look as big as you think in the first place. So set realistic expectations, realistic standards. Next point, everyone is the same. There is standardization of taste and there's lack of uniqueness as a result of influencers again, and this content creation machine where everyone's putting out the same kind of just like do this, do that, build this body six pack. And what winds up happening is that we start losing a lot of the authentic beauty that each body type, that each person could have. The same thing is happening to Airbnb. Airbnb used to be extremely unique in that you were going into houses of real people. Now across the board, Airbnb roughly just gets the same furniture from IKEA and the interiors all kind of start to look the same. What is happening? It's a standardization of taste, and the same thing happens in fitness where we're trying to cater to the image that most people we think will like, and it just creates this same old factory created machine where everyone's doing the same exercises in the gym, almost like a dystopian like 1984, just factory churning out these aesthetic bodies. Again, I realize the irony of me making this point, but I wanted to say it nonetheless, that if you have like a lacking inner chest, or maybe you have, you know, a little bit of bigger hips or just huge calves or whatever it is that is your uniqueness, you should own that. You should play to your strengths and own that, rather than just trying to copy the same standardized taste that everyone is pushing. Next, have you realized that, you know, obesity, diabetes, cancer, physically extremely unhealthy bodies, but also immobile bodies of caved in, bad posture, back pain, neck pain, shoulder pain, wrist pain, knee pain, ankle pain, lack of mobility. It is all across the world, and the gym bros are no better. If anything, the gym bros have worse mobility and even more health problems than a lot of people that don't even hit the gym. So I think the fitness industry, with what it's pushing, with all these machines that are standardized again, with all these exercises that focus on looks and looks and strength, it doesn't actually create the right conditions for us to improve overall posture, mobility, flexibility, and all these kinds of things that actually translate to a happier life, to a better feeling body, to a more holistic sense of well-being. So what do you want to do? You want to do mobility exercises, flexibility exercises, exercises that are just a little bit different than the average Joe in the gym. Maybe you're doing unilaterals, maybe you're doing ATG split squats or Jefferson curls, things that you don't see your gym bros doing. And this is actually going to do you a world of good, because the standardized track is leading you towards immobile and dysfunctional bodies. The next thing is what I call gym escapism, where people start to use the gym as an escape, as an addiction, to run away from anxiety or feelings of inadequacy or something not going well. They use the gym as like, okay, I'm doing the gym now, so I can forget about my problems. I'm going to the gym now, so I feel like I'm doing something useful in my life, when actually I'm just using the gym as an escape. I've never heard anyone talk about this, but how do you think I'm able to make this point? Because you got it. I did it. And I think I still do it to some extent. Gym kind of has this idea of like you're doing something good and healthy for you, but it also has an addictive element where you start to use that to run away from other things that you don't want to think about. This is obviously not healthy, because the right definition for addiction is what you use to escape the present moment. So it could be cigarettes. Oh, I'll just have a smoke because while I smoke, I don't have to think about this thing. Oh, I'm just gonna go have that cookie. It's all to escape the anxiety of the present moment. And if you do that, yes, gym has the plus side that it is technically healthy, but in many ways, if you do it to escape your current situation or stress, then it is just another addiction and a crutch in your life. Next, warriors versus gym bros. Imagine your own ancestors. Like, you're watching this, your great-great-great-grandfather probably fought in some kind of war, and he didn't have jacked biceps, but he probably looked pretty damn good. Those guys, my grandfather also, they were in wars. They were actually fighting real life or death situations. The point is that nowadays, with the world being so safe, with the world being so mellow, we've almost substituted like real life fighting and wrestling and this kind of combat and high stakes situations for gym bro selfies. I think you get the image. Gym bro selfie pretty much sums up the phenomenon that goes on inside the gym. So what do? You want to actually train combat sports. Do some combat sports. Take it up, even if you're like a beginner. I'm a beginner. I took up jiu-jitsu. Do this, and this is one of the ways in which not only are you going to develop that side, that warrior side of your personality, you're also going to help your gym training, because you're going to see how immobile and unuseful and dysfunctional a lot of the gym training is. Next, the gap between the current you and where you want to go. The gap you interpret as, I need to do more exercises or more protein. So you get obsessed with protein. I need to get this much protein, and you can't even enjoy a nice bowl of Korean kimchi jjigae without thinking I need to dunk some chicken breast inside. So I've seen this happen so many times to so many people that get into the gym, is that they start just not enjoying food anymore, and they start thinking of food as just a means to get protein. I mean, you're probably one of them watching this right now and you feel called out, but I feel you, bro. I know how you feel. When you start just obsessing over protein, what winds up happening is that you opt for weird sources of protein. You start feeling bad about what you're eating rather than being grateful and being connected to the food that is in front of you. Like a healthy bowl of salad or some fruits that could really give you that life energy. Instead of being grateful and feeling good in your body and actually promoting growth through this positive mindset, you're kind of just, where's the protein? Stress. And Eckhart Tolle says, if you produce something in the spirit of stress, in the spirit of contaminating your body, the fruits of that process won't be good, because you contaminated everyone around you. All your buddies who just wanted to have a nice dinner party had to hear about your protein obsession. Just kidding. But you see what I'm saying? The fitness industry has played a massive role in messing up people's relationship with food and how they relate to food in general. Next, this gym trend. There's a gym media trend. You scroll Instagram, you see these aesthetic videos of people like, oh, look at how I'm improving my life. Look at my morning routine and my gym routine. And you start getting all motivated. You start thinking like, this is the way to be. This is the way to be healthy. This is the way to be like in today's world. And it's become like a trend. It's become part of like pop culture. And it again leads to this kind of churning out of factory-made Lego characters that just go to the gym, wear the gym clothes, do the gym, have the protein shake. You know, that guy trend, that girl trend. And it leads to a lack of authenticity and clarity on what you truly want. The body that you truly want, that wasn't created by some external media, and the life that you truly want, and the food that you truly want, and all the things that would make you feel good, those are being clouded because all of your tastes are being manipulated, infiltrated, and indoctrinated into you by this gym media, which of course is a huge part of the mechanism of the fitness industry. All right, that concludes the video. I hope you resonated with some of it. Let me know if you like this. See you in the next one.